You come home after a long day. Your shoes are destroyed. There's trash all over the kitchen floor. And your dog is just sitting there, looking at you with those big guilty eyes. So you do what most people do. You raise your voice, you point at the mess, and you feel justified. They need to learn, right? Wrong. And I'm about to show you why, because what happens inside your dog's brain in that exact moment will change how you see them forever. And there's something in this video, I'll get to it later, that most owners do every single day without realizing it. And it causes permanent damage to their dog. Stay with me. This is important. What I'm about to tell you comes down to something scientists call the 2-second window. Your dog just destroyed your shoes. You're angry. You yell. Makes sense, right? But here's the thing, and this is the part that hits the hardest. Your dog has absolutely no idea what you're angry about. I know that sounds impossible. You're pointing right at the mess. It's obvious. But to your dog, it's not. Dogs live in a 2-second window. That's it. Scientists at Barnard College actually studied this. A dog can only connect a consequence with an action if it happens within 2 seconds. Not 2 minutes, not 2 hours. 2 seconds. So what does your dog actually experience when you walk in and start yelling? Let me put you in their paws for a second. You've been sleeping. You hear the door. Your favorite person in the entire world is home. Your tail starts wagging. You run to the door. And then their face changes, their voice gets loud. They're pointing, they're towering over you, and you have no idea why. You don't think about the shoes you chewed those 6 hours ago. That moment is gone. It doesn't exist in your brain anymore. All you know is the person I love just became scary, and I don't know what I did. Now let me ask you something. You know that guilty look? The one where they lower their head, show you those big sad eyes, maybe lift a paw. That's not guilt. Dogs don't feel guilt. That was actually proven in a study by Alexandra Horowitz at Columbia. She found that dogs show the exact same guilty body language whether they did something wrong or not. The look isn't triggered by what they did. It's triggered by your reaction. That look is fear, pure fear. Your dog is reading your body language, your tone, your face, your posture, and every single signal is telling them danger. And that changes everything. Here's where it gets really uncomfortable, and I think you need to hear this. When you yell at your dog, their brain does something you'd never expect. It triggers the exact same survival response as a predator attack. I'm not exaggerating. The same cortisol flood, the same spike in heart rate, the same muscle tension. To your dog's nervous system, your angry voice is identical to a wolf standing over them. But here's the difference. And this is the part that keeps me up at night. When a wolf threatens a dog in the wild, the dog can run. They can escape the danger. But when you yell, where does your dog go? You're their food. You're their home. You're their entire universe. There is no escape. So they do the only thing they can. They freeze. That frozen, still, obedient look you see after you yell, that's not your dog listening. That's not them learning. That's a shutdown. Their brain has decided that fighting is impossible. Running is impossible, so the only option left is don't move, don't breathe, survive. And here's what nobody tells you. If that cortisol spike happens once, the body recovers. But if it happens regularly, it builds up. It never fully drops back down. And chronic cortisol in dogs leads to a weakened immune system, stomach and digestion problems. And I'm just gonna say it, a shorter life. You're not just hurting their feelings, you're shortening the time you have with them. I need to tell you something that broke me when I first learned it, and it's the reason I made this video. When you yell at your dog, you think they're learning. I did a bad thing, I shouldn't do it again. That's how our brain works, 'cause effect, correction. But dogs don't think in cause and effect. Their world is much simpler than that. They sort everything into 2 categories. That's it, just 2. My human is safe, or my human is not safe. And every time you yell, you move yourself from one category to the other. Researchers at the University of Porto proved this. They studied 2 groups of dogs, one trained with treats and praise, the other with yelling and punishment. and the results were devastating. The dogs in the yelling group didn't just stress during training, they showed anxiety all the time. During rest, during play, during sleep. Constant lip-licking, yawning, scanning the room. Those dogs didn't learn to be better. They learned that the world is unpredictable. And the most unpredictable thing in their world was the person they loved the most. Now here's the permanent damage I promised you earlier, and please listen closely because this is the thing most owners miss completely. It's not one moment of yelling that breaks a dog, it's the pattern, and it happens in stages. Stage 1, your dog flinches when you yell. Subtle, you barely notice. Stage 2, they start flinching when you raise your hand. Even if you're just reaching for a cup, they've connected raised hand with danger. Stage 3, they stop coming to the door when you get home. The dog that used to sprint to greet you now stays in the other room. Stage 4, they leave the room when you walk in. Not because they're stubborn, not because they're mad at you, because they've learned that being close to you is sometimes painful, and they can't predict when. And here's what destroys me about this. Dogs don't hold grudges. They're not punishing you back. They don't get angry. They just get sad. They still love you. That's the thing. They still want to be near you. Every instinct tells them to come to you, but their survival brain says don't. And survival always wins. Imagine loving someone with everything you have and being afraid of them at the same time. That's your dog. I didn't make this video just to break your heart. I made it to fix this. Because here's the good news, and please hear me on this. Dogs are the most forgiving creatures on this planet. It is never, ever too late. So here's what to do instead. And it's simpler than you think. Next time you come home to a mess, just stop. Don't react. Take 5 seconds and breathe. I know it's hard. Your shoes are destroyed. You're frustrated, but remember, your dog has no idea what they did. The only thing your reaction will teach them right now is that you're unsafe. Now, if you actually catch them in the act, that's different. You have your 2-second window, a calm, firm no. Not screaming, not yelling, just no. And then immediately redirect them. Take the shoe away, give them their toy. And the second they engage with the toy, praise, treats, celebration. That's how dogs learn, not through fear, through connection. But if the mess happened hours ago, let it go. I know that's hard to hear. Clean it up. Say nothing. That teaching moment ended 6 hours ago. There's nothing to teach now, except fear. And the best move of all? Set them up so they can't fail in the first place. Shoes go in the closet. Trash gets a lid. Leave them with a chew toy when you go out. Make the right choice, the easy choice, then reward it every single time. That's it. That's the whole system. No yelling required. Ever. Your dog chose you. Think about that for a second. Out of every person in their world, you're the one. You're who they think about when you're gone. You're the reason their tail wags when they hear your car. You're their safety, their comfort, their whole entire life. So the next time that anger rises, when the couch is destroyed or the trash is everywhere, look at them. Look at those eyes. They're not giving you a hard time. They're having a hard time. If this changed how you think about your dog, hit subscribe. Every week, I break down what your dog is really trying to tell you. And trust me, you'll never look at them the same way again. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, be the human your dog thinks you are.